Hello everyone and a warm welcome to MEQ Academy's channel. I'm Chetna Singh and I'm delighted to have you join me. In our ongoing series on enhancing communication skills, today I'm going to discuss a crucial topic, mastering the art of active listening. So let's begin. So what is active listening? Active listening is a communication skill that involves fully concentrating, understanding, responding, and remembering what is being said during a conversation. So many times we are just hearing words, but we are not actively listening to what the other person is saying. So active listening requires being present at that moment, focusing on the speaker and making a conscious effort to understand the message, including both verbal and non-verbal cues. Many times we can understand what the other person is saying, not only by the words that he is putting, but also by the non-verbal cues like the gestures, like the body language. We can understand many things which might be, unsaid during the whole conversation. This is still involves showing empathy. So whenever we listen to other person, we need to show empathy. Ask clarifying questions means if we do not understand something, we need to ask the question and providing feedback, demonstrating genuine interest and respect for the speaker's perspective. So basically, we need to understand what the other person is trying to say, and we don't have to put our judgment. We don't have to judge anyone. We don't have to jump into any conclusion. Active listening is essential for effective communication, building strong relationships, and fostering mutual understanding. So, if you want to enhance your communication skill, if you want to be like that, those people who communicate really well, then first of all, you have to improve your listening power. You have to improve your listening to not only hearing, but something like active listening. So why should our children develop this active listening skills? So distinguishing or differentiating between listening and hearing is really important. Children might hear, but genuine listening is never guaranteed. So they might be hearing us so many instructions, so many things, and so many lecture we put in front of them, but many times they are just hearing and they are just not understanding what we are saying. So that's why prioritizing active listening is essential because it helps us to understand whatever is being said. Understanding becomes deepens. Active listening facilitates a deeper understanding of the message being conveyed. It amplifies the knowledge. So engaged listening enriches knowledge and promotes continuous learning. So if children will listen actively, then obviously they will increase their knowledge. Relationships flourish. Nurturing active listening habits enhances relationships on multiple levels. So this is being, seen these days that people do not listen to each other because they don't listen to each other. Ultimately, they do not understand each other. They don't understand, each other's feelings. That's why relationships break. Communication thrives. Active listening sharpens communication skills, fostering more effective interaction. So, if you want to enhance your communication skill, then this is the first step you need to take. It means start listening actively. Concept stick. It aids in memorizing and understanding new concepts. So if you will, listen actively, then definitely you will memorize and understand all new concepts whichever has been put in front of you. Patience grows. Active listening cultivates patience and attentiveness. So a lot of patience is required when you have to listen actively. Like I'm saying here, I'm making this video, and if you have that kind of patience, only then you will listen it to till the end. Otherwise, if you do not have patience, you will just keep on forwarding it, or you will just skip it, or you will just leave it in between. So embrace the art of active listening for an enriched and fulfilling experience in communication and understanding. So this is a quick activity, or you can say a small questionnaire that will help you to know yourself. So you have to be honest to answer these questions. Are you an active listener? Yes or no. Even if you say no, then it is okay because many people are not active listeners. Do you try to understand other person's perspective? So whenever someone says something, so do you try to understand those people, or you just overlook their emotions or feelings? When your parents tell you something, do you interrupt in between? It has been seen that many times, parents are saying something to the child and they always, interrupt them in between. In the classroom, when your teacher teaches a chapter, do you listen attentively? So, how many children listen attentively when something is being taught to them? So, I don't think all the 100% student listen actively. So, you need to listen attentively so that you can memorize and get that concept easily. So what is your answer? Always, sometimes, or never. If it is sometimes, then it is okay. But if it is never, then you need to put efforts towards activism. Are you always ready to reply back instantly? So it happens with many people. Whenever someone says something, you don't listen to their words. You don't, wait them to complete the answer, but you immediately started, replying back or giving some kind of your opinion or your views. So this is for yourself to know whether you are an active listener or not. So if I ask you to rate yourself on the scale of 1 to 10, 1 being a poor listener and 10 being an active listener, so where are you? Where do you put yourself? If you are somewhere between 1 to 4 or 1 to 5, then you need to improve your active listening. You need to put lots of efforts to improve your listening part. But if you are somewhere between, 6 to 9, then again, I would say yes, you are a good listener, but you need to be, somewhere between 9 to 10 or maybe 10, right? So again, I'm giving you a question here, which you can either write the answer, so you can just give the answer. So the question is like, imagine your friend is telling you about the exciting day at the park. What do you do to show that you are actively listening? So this is just an example. Just, imagine someone is telling you about your exciting day, whatever you have, the whole day was quite exciting, and you are telling it to someone, and, how actively you listen, what will you show that you are, how you will show that you are actively listening on. How can you tell when someone is listening to you? Right. So, what are those gestures? What are those body languages that makes you understand that the person listening to you is really listening, is actively listening to you? What are those gestures, right? Verbal or non-verbal cues. When you are talking to someone, do you try to understand how they feel? Give an example of when you did this. So, is something like that happened to you? When you talk to someone, do you try to understand how they feel? Means all those non-verbal gestures, their body language, do you try to understand their feeling, their emotions, what kind of feelings that person is having at that time. So, if you have some, similar incident, you can just share it. Do you ever make eye contact with the person who is speaking? Why do you think eye contact is important? So this is one of the most important thing that you have to, start and is listening actively. You have to make that eye contact. Even if you are a speaker and you want to, say something, tell something, you need to look into the eyes of that person to whom you are discussing or sharing something. How does active listening help you make new friends? So, do you think active listening helps us to make new friends? Is this statement true or false? Can you share a time when you felt really proud of yourself for being an active listener? So, when was the last time you think that you were really, an active listener, and you are now feeling proud that yes, I listened to that person actively and I was there completely and I was listening, actively and perfectly. So, these are some of the questions for yourself again to, again identify whether you are an active listener or not, or whether the person around you, the people around you, maybe your parents, maybe your siblings, your friends, your close ones are active listeners or not. So asking these questions will help them also. You can ask these questions to people around you so that you would know that those people are either active listener or not. So how you can enhance your active listening skill? Whenever you are listening to someone, you have to engage your whole body to improve your listening part. Make eye contact with the person talking to you. This is very important. Be mindful of your hearing senses. So you have to be present. All your hearing senses should be, at best, and you must focus on all these hearing senses. Focus on what is being said, but the other person is saying. You need to focus on that. Do not interrupt the speaker. Wait for your chance. So do not jump in between. Even if you have some queries, even if you have some doubts or you want to add something, wait for your chance. Take an interest in the topic being discussed. Whatever topic is being discussed, you need to take interest in that topic. Do not tap your feet or move your hands unnecessarily. So this is something which may distract the speaker, and it also shows that you are not attentive, you are not, listening actively. Be empathetic towards the other person and try to be in his or her shoes. This is one of the most important things. See, if somebody is telling, if you are not a speaker, you are just a listener, it is very easy to ignore what other person is saying. But if you are the speaker, then you will also feel bad if somebody is not listening to you. Many times we keep our scrolling our mobile phones when people are saying something. This is also a bad manner. This is also not right. If someone is saying, telling something, we should keep our mobile phones aside. So these are all the tips you can say to enhance your listening power or your active listening skill. We have come to the end of this workshop, or you can say session. So, what did you learn today? How important is active listening? Did you understand how being an active listener can make your communication skills better? How are you going to practice active listening? So, these are just two reflection questions. And if you really want to improve your skills, your communication skills, if you want to, be perfect in your communication skills, then start with improving your active listening. So this was all for now. Thank you. We'll meet you in next video. Have a good day. Bye.